Hello, my crafty friends. How are you? It's me, Stampin' with Nutsy. I am just here to make a really fun card, hoping that we don't have any technical issues. I think I've decided that it's my internet isn't strong enough to stream to two different places at the same time. So let's hope that this works. So it's just on Facebook. I'll post it to YouTube after I'm done. And let's just hope it all goes well. I do not like getting cut off in the middle or the beginning of a video. It makes me unhappy. It also is very frustrating because I love to use technology and I think it's interesting. There's a lot of things I don't know about it. And so I'm not always the best troubleshooter. I am also thinking of moving my router into this room instead of the office, which is on the back side of me. But it does move it a little bit closer, so we'll see. Maybe that will help. I'll give that a shot too. Anyway, here I am. Before we get started, I want to remind you that it's time to spend any coupons you earned in August. No, July. Earn in July, spend in August. So if you haven't done it yet, do spend your coupons because they expire on September 1st. So you can only use them through the 31st. And I don't want you to lose out on any money and fun stuff. Also, we have got the Designer Series paper sale. It's 15% off of selected papers. If you'd like this document emailed to you, just let me know. I've got it. I think I've got it actually as, oh, hi Gladys, thank you. Yes, that's me exactly. I can email it to you if you need it. And this is page 2. And now let's see, where is page 2? There's page 2. I am going to put my camera over and let's see how this works. Well, I'm trying to get it straight. Hi, Kat. Good to see you. You spent yours very good. I know it's fun to have lots and lots and lots of paper. I seem to have quite a bit, and I found one today. Let's get over here. I found one the other day when I was making this card that I kind of forgot I had. Because when the new catalog went live in May, I just put this away because it was winter paper. So it is the winter metal paper. But before that, let's get to the fun stuff. This is one of those extra cards that I couldn't find from YouTube. She didn't get back to me. So this is a card and it's going to Simone. This is the card kit and it's going to Cindy Grattan. YouTube comments. Hi, Cindy Walker. YouTube comments, Diane Newman gets the card from last week. Facebook comments, Gladys, this one's yours. I'll get it in the mail probably tomorrow. There were no sharers on YouTube, so I picked another commenter, or another sharer from Facebook. Simone's getting this one. And Cindy Walker, this one's yours for sharing on Facebook. Yay! So those are going to go right here in the corner of my desk. I will put your addresses on them. I've got everybody's. And I'll get them out, I believe, tomorrow morning. After the video, after we make this card, I have some happy mail I want to share with you. And I've got it sitting on the desk so I can't forget to share it. Congratulations, Gladys and Cindy. Okay, this is a buckle card. And it's, I did a PDF with this, with a tutorial with friends. And it's going to come out in is that this month's card or next month's card? So for any orders placed, you'll get the directions with pictures and several samples. So I think there's 10 of them. I don't remember. I should, but I don't. Anyway, the buckle card was fun to make. I have adjusted a couple of the measurements. I don't like that this piece is not even with this piece. So I have kind of cut it down a little bit. So it'll begin and end where that one does. And I put all of the directions and dimensions in the description. Hopefully I got them all. Now here, ta-da! The Designer Series paper, the Winter Meadow. Isn't it beautiful? This is what we're going to use to stamp our sentiment on. I think one of the kits has this piece in it. The others have this one. And this is one of those cool pieces of Designer Series paper where it's the 12 by 12, but in the middle of it, there's like there's a light piece. And I would have used that one for the sentiments, but I'd already used it up for something else. So the cool thing about this card is I have used almost all scraps. And we'll talk about that while I show you what I did with them and what our pieces are. I used the embossing folder, which is just my favorite. Oh, thank you. My polish is one that I get done with a nail tech. So it's a gel polish. And I don't know who makes it. It's not, I don't think it's OPI. This is the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. Now, I honestly do own some other embossing folders. I own most of them that are current in the catalog, but I absolutely love this folder. And it seems to be finding its way onto many of my projects. And this one is no exception. For dies, I have the Nested Essentials, and I use the two smallest of this interesting shape. And then I put everything back in backwards. So let's fix that. My words, thinking of you, come from Wonderful Thoughts. And I pulled in the dies from the Painted Lavender because I really like them. I used this one for Garden Green. This one I'm using Night of Navy today. I think this, I'm not sure what color that is. It's one that was living in my little container here of extra cutouts. Night of Navy ink. I'm going to change the ribbon. I really like the iridescent ribbon. I think it's really pretty. But I decided to go with the silver and sheer ribbon. It's called silver and white, but I just think that's just sheer. So we will use that today. And my gems are the faceted gems, iridescent faceted gems. You know, after this year, I'm going to know how to spell iridescent. It only has one R. I keep trying to spell it IRR, and I'm getting it down now that iridescent has one R. It's one I really like, and I think I've got enough to put them. Oh, you keep cutouts too, Cindy? Yeah, I like to keep them in my stamp set, in one of our little plastic envelopes, mailing envelopes, because then they're handy whenever I pull it out. I think we are ready to go. Am I straight? I'm straight on camera. I am not straight on my table. So this is a piece of Misty Moonlight. Boy, was I glad that I had extra Misty Moonlight on hand. I thought I was out there for just a little while. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then I just popped it over and cut 1 inch off the side. This is a very important piece, and we're going to keep it, but let's go ahead and just fold it in half. And make sure it is burnished. It's going to lay down on our card like this, because this is going to hold, no, not like that. I have to turn the card over. It's going to lay like this and hold our focal point and be the buckle. So this is the side right here that's going to get tear and tape. So let's go ahead and put that on. I know it's tear and tape. I know you can tear it, but it's not straight when you tear it. And I like straight edges. And I think I made this a little bit long. But that's okay. My scissors are right here. I can fix it. When I make something that's going to be moving, I use tear and tape because it has an amazing hold. And you never know how many people are going to open and close it if you send it off, you mail it off, and people are happy. Let's see if I can do this a little better. Here we go. All right. I'm not going to put it on quite yet, but we'll just set it up here out of the way. Here is our little edge piece that will go under that, or over that rather. That's here, this is here. And I did not cut a white piece. So let's do that right now. So I got it when we're ready to put it together. Okay, upside down doesn't work for me. And it's 3 inches by 5 1/4. Now, all of my pieces, it would help if I brought it over now, wouldn't it? So this will go here, and this will go here, and it'll totally hide my hinge. All of these are cut out of scraps, as is this piece that I cut out. I have lots of scraps of Night of Navy. I don't know why. I just do. I have plenty of scraps of Garden Green, so I cut all the pieces, and I cut the 4 card kits out of that too. So it made it easy. I went with Night of Navy since I had my scraps out. Oh, I missed. There. Let's get that out of the way. This is going to be my focal piece. I've got, oh, look at that. Had a little Chad in there from another thing I cut out. I will stamp the sentiment on here, making sure my treetops are going the correct direction. I have a scrap piece that I found. I'm going to put it at the bottom here and cut off the extra. I think your pieces are longer and they're vertical that I made for the kits. And then, again, I use my scraps. It's wonderful to use up scraps. I still have plenty left, but after doing 5 of these little kits, 1 for me and 4 to mail, remember, they're for commenting and sharing. And if you share, be sure you let me know in the comments that you've shared. I found that some people's settings are, you have more privacy settings, and so I actually can't see it when I go to look to see who shared. For some I can, but in some I can't. So be sure to put it down in the comments that you've shared. All right, let's get started. This is not a hard card to make. So we're going to start with, well, I'm going to start with gluing this down right here. Even the other side is pretty. Isn't that nice? I like that. It almost looks like a winter snowfall. Okay, we seem to be a little gunked up. Has anyone gotten that? Well, we're still gunked up. So I'm pulling in my little T-pin and I'm going to clear it. There. And I'll clean that up later. That little glue press from my sweet petunia, I've been seeing other demonstrators use it and enjoy it. So I was thinking that that might be kind of nice to have. Although it takes up more space than my cute little purple holder. Isn't that cute? I love that. I love my little holder. Now this one is the part of the page that has a lot more print on it. I kind of like the ones with white. Yes, I really love using scraps. Besides which, when I use the scraps up, they don't take up as much room in my filing cabinet, which means I have a little more room to poke around in there. Okay, so here we are. We'll just scunch that down just a tiny bit, making sure. That's the one good thing about liquid glue, is it gives you a little adjustment time. Maybe not as much time as I'm taking, but a little bit. There we are. So there's our card front for this card. For inside, what I did is on this one, I just stamped the sentiment. I might go back and glue a little piece of DSP across the bottom, because I like that look. Oh, I did stamp a sentiment. I'll listen to your silence when words are too much. So let's go in and find that one. I didn't mount it, because we do need to put this on. Okay, it's not that one. Let's see. It's this one. I'm getting good at reading backwards. Well, some days. Some days not so much. See if I can just line that up, put my block on, and we will go ahead and we'll stamp both of these. And since I am using photopolymer stamps, let me get my stamp pad out that I have written all over and made notes on. I think I probably need to put those notes somewhere else. There it is. I like that sentiment. What do you think? I'll listen to your silence when the words are too much. Because sometimes when things are not going well, we've had big changes in our lives, it's nice just to sit with someone. Oh, thanks, Kat, for sharing. Hi, Linda Moore. It's good to see you. Okay, here we go. Thinking of you. Oh, and what did I do on the envelope? I think I just did a strip of DSP. I will find another scrap of DSP to use. No, I have plenty, you know. I am going to use liquid glue on this because I'd like it to glue to the edges. So Linda, you have the glue press. Do you find that the Tombow works well with it, or do you have to? Is it a little too thick? That's what I was worried about. Okay, here we go. Isn't that pretty? I really like this paper. Oh, I didn't remember. I did put another piece on the back because when you open it up, you don't want plain. Okay, it does. That's good. I didn't cut another piece, and I'm not going to cut it on camera, but I will afterwards because I do like that much better. So I'm going to sit this over here with the greenery. tried to hide that from myself. Did you see that? I'm going to put just a little bit of this on. And when I cut the extra piece with the nested essentials for myself, I'll also cut it for the kits. So I am late today because I miscalculated and I made a lunch date. And then we decided instead of being in Bellingham, we were going to La Conner, which is a 40-minute drive away. So I was afraid I wouldn't be back by 2. And I was correct. I was not back by 2. Let's see. I'm grabbing my take your pick. Burnish my tear and tape. It really helps the backing come off super easy. Okay. Generally speaking. So you say something like that on camera and immediately you're humbled. Okay. This is going on. I think I want it right about here. I'm going to take this and put it. See, this is the problem with that glue. I think this is fine. If not, I'll re-score it. Might have been better if it was right up against the edge. But it's going to be up against the edge of this piece, so I think that's fine. Let's put this right here. I'm going to put this piece on first. For the bouncing baby boy, I've got a bouncing embossed paper. Okay. And because it's embossed, I will use glue. And butt this right up against my white. There we are. How easy is that? Pretty easy. Now for this piece, I am going to again use tear and tape, but I'm going to put it on this side. I know that some people are able to figure out how to hold this on their wrist or close to their wrist. I am not. So I always feel a little awkward, especially when I see one doing it so nice and neatly. This on their wrist and then it turns and they just pull the tape out. It's just too much for me. There is a little bit that you can see of the Misty Moonlight. I was a little bit annoyed when because I'd like this just to stay flat, but it has to go uphill a little bit. So I was thinking that if you wanted to, you could put a little piece of Velcro on there, or you could do, if you were thinking about it early, you could put maybe a little magnet under the DSP, and then on this side to keep it closed. But I didn't do either of those. I decided I could live with it, even if it wasn't quite my favorite, that it's not laying flat. There we are. And then I just got out my glue dots. Let's see, here they are. And I put these down with the glue dots because they're pretty much going to be, okay, this is the one thing about gel nails. They stick to everything, to the glue. So I should be using tools, kind of like this. So there is one. And I'm going to put the other green one tools are good. Right here. And now let me pull this back over, because you'll notice I've not put Wink of Stella on anything yet. And we all know we cannot live without Wink of Stella. Yes? Oh, there's another little piece that didn't pop out. Well, that was good. I stuck my Take Your Pick tool to the glue dots. That was good. Wink of Stella, not glue. And I am just painting this because there has got to be sparkle. I think I like Wink of Stella. I mean, I liked glitter, but it made such a mess. I like something that's glittery and not as messy. So lots of Wink of Stella. And a couple more glue dots. So what's the weather like in where you're at? Because I'm going to tell you that the weather here is nothing like it was last week, which was absolutely beautiful. The weather here is rainy. We've got another storm going through. And cool. I think it's a high of 62 today. Now, August is generally speaking the one month we can count on of being warm. Like I got married on August 28th in 1971. And may I say that was a very hot day. Poor Lee looked like he was going to faint. Of course, that could be because of the bachelor party the night before, but he didn't look so good, come to think of it. All right, let's put that aside. Look how easy that was. Now it needs a little bow. So let's take my favorite little tool, my bow jig, because tying bows is not my very, very best thing in the world. And tying bows on camera is even worse. I think that's about right. So we'll just make a bow, tie the end. It is going to take a little trimming, I guess. And then release it. Okay. And it's just going to pop in here. The angle of the bow on this card is affected a lot. Oh, Kat, it's been in the 70s? Oh, how nice. Oh, 95 is not good. See, that's it. I have a very small, little comfortable temperature range. Small. I really like 70. 89, Cindy. Cooler than last week. Okay. Hey, Barbara. Good to see you. And Gladys has beautiful weather. 70s and low humidity. Oh, back to hot and humid tomorrow? You like it. Okay, you like the heat. I think that 72 to about 78 is perfect. Needless to say, I don't always get what I want. Surprisingly enough. And I am going to pick it up first instead of putting it on the bow first, because I just want it to curl a little bit. So we'll put that there, and we're going to put this right here. Then we need some pretty faceted gems. And I think I'll put a large one right here. So you will get it, whoever gets the card kits. That one didn't show up very well. Let's see if we can wiggle that off. I think I'm going to put this right here. And I might do another large one here. So there we are. There's our card. And our envelope. Let's see. I've been making a lot of cards lately. I'm low on envelopes, so I might have to add those to my order. So here are my scraps. Oh, that one is like perfect. It's upside down right now, but it's perfect. We'll put that on the envelope and make it pretty. Let me just... put a little glue on it. Actually, I usually put lots of glue on these because I don't want any loose edges. And I'm going to grab my silicone mat before we do this because a little of it might... oh my goodness. Put it down not very well. In case any oozes out, I don't really want it on my mat. Although there are glue spots on it. You can trim off the sides very easily. Look, one more piece of scrap used up. Yay! Oh, I'm glad you liked the card, and I'm going to case it. Cat, it's a fun little card. Opens up like this. My glue dot is just, one of them is a little bit off, and it's just barely sticking. So it's actually keeping keeping this down. So I like that. I'm glad you like it, and hope you make it. If you do make it, when you make it, I should say when, not if, then I'd love to see a picture of it. Let's go with the Happy Mail, because I want to show you some cute things came in. As you know, I lost my cat last month, and my friend Lori, she's also my downline, she made this cute little card for me. Isn't it sweet? It's a little easel card. And look, the envelope is also very cute. I like easel cards. They're fun. I was part of a card swap. Cat has a question mark about losing my kitty. My kitty was quite old and she had kidney disease and finally became incontinent. So we couldn't treat it any longer. So I had to have her put down. It was very sad. Miss Olivia. She loved being on camera, so many people got to see her. This was a fun little card swap. Isn't that adorable? Let's see if I turn it this way, you can see the whole thing, I think. She's stamped on the designer series paper. And then it just folds in. I would show you a picture of the one I sent, but I didn't take a picture of it. She also sent another little card, and it's Bonnie Morgan with a lovely, so she wrote this one out to me, and she sent me a little gift. It says, butterfly kisses and flower petal wishes. Friends are the sunshine of life. So isn't that cool? I like this, the earth giggles in flowers. And where was one that I almost sang? Everybody needs somebody sometimes. And so I'm just sitting there Do I have instructions for the card? I do have instructions for the card. They are in a PDF that has not been published yet, so I can't share those instructions. The dimensions are listed in the description. All the measurements. Oh, and the pretty little envelope. So that was a lovely, lovely card. See, I should keep these all together. I actually put the top part of the box over here so I could put them back in and then I'll put them away. This is from a card swap with one of the Cat's Meow team. And it is one that opens like this. Isn't this fun? Oh, and if you meant on the swap card, the instructions for that cat, I do have those. I got it off of Jan B, her video on YouTube. And I wrote them down. No, I scribbled them down. But if that was what you wanted, then I can look at that. Thank you, Cindy and Linda. I'm glad you liked the card. This is from, I think this is another swap from Cheryl Healy on the Cat's Meow team. Isn't that cute? Just a little note in that she colored that pear really pretty. Okay, I'm keeping these together. Trying to keep track of who has sent their cards and who I'm waiting for. Now this, you've seen me make the puzzle piece card, but isn't that pretty? She stamped it, again, from Jan Connolly on the Cat's Meow team. She stamped on the DSP, which I love doing. And that's a little different color. I think that's more like a wild wheat color. I don't do a lot with wild wheat, to be honest. This one is from Tampa, Florida. Robin Howells, and I think it says crafting makes everything better. Oh, she sent me this because when I had COVID, which was very nice, very sweet of her. I think we're on a card group together. And this is from Lori Hart. She is one of my downline in California. I'm hoping to actually see her and Jan Bassett this spring. I'm hoping to take a road trip. And another Get Well card. Isn't that pretty? A friend in Arizona sent me a duck pond card. And it is, again, it was a Get Well card. But isn't that cute? I love things that move. That's a good idea. I like that card. We're going to have to make this card together. Cards that move are just so much fun. And Sarah on the Cat's Meow team sent me this card as a swap, which was sweet. She used Unbounded Beauty. Then I have another sympathy card, and this is from Cat. Thank you for my kitty. That is so pretty. I loved that paper, the whole thing. I think I might have to go to the Humane Society and get another kitty. And this is the most unique card I've gotten. I've got to tell you that. It's from, isn't that cute? That is toilet, because Miss Olivia liked to play with toilet paper rolls. Didn't matter if you rolled it over the roll or under the roll, however you put it on, she could get it off and shred it. So I thought that was perfect. And that's from Sue Harwood. This is from Shirley Meitzler, one of my lovely customers. I love cards like this. Sending lots of love and hugs. And even the little cat paws inside. Remember when we had this paper? That was, what, a couple years ago? And then one more swap card from Sue Beatty on the Cat's Meow team. Isn't that pretty the way she did the tree? So, I did a double flap card. Very cute. Okay, that is the cards. And I want to thank you all for coming and joining me. I will, of course, have the 4 card kits done and waiting to mail out to tell you who won them for next week. And I will post this on YouTube because technology worked well, but I'm only streaming to one spot. Anyway, glad if we figured that one out. Until I see you again, which should be next Friday. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.